MCC 17, Minecraft Championship 17, the MC Championship. Many people did not notice some of the things that I will mention, but hear me out when I can tell you that this MCC was the most mysterious MCC that has ever been played in the history of Minecraft, and any Minecraft tournaments to have ever been played of all time. It has some of the biggest names in the Minecraft tournament like Tommyinnit, Dream, ranboo, wilbur, Karl, georgenotfound, and Grian, or Grian, however you pronounce it. The most mysterious deaths, bets being made, players manipulating the audience, the craziest placements in all of Minecraft, things that have a 0.1% chance of happening. These are the unsolved mysteries of MCC 17, also known as Minecraft Championship 17. Before the event even starts, things start to get very, very mysterious. It starts with it being revealed that Tommyinnit has not even played Minecraft in over a full month. 30 plus days of never even touching Minecraft. And then he comes back to do a full-blown Minecraft championship? And then, on the other hand, you have Tubbo, who usually does not practice for MCC, has practiced more than Tommyinnit and his team. But that mystery is nothing compared to the mysteries that are coming. The first things that were mentioned before the tournament even started was that there's a new battle box map. Not too mysterious, but only kind of mysterious because people already found the original map confusing, so why in the world would they add another one? Also, they made the scores so confusing that they had to make a whole new website just for the scores. Sapnap and his team watched some anime before the event, and ranboo was temporarily kicked out of the server before the event, but that is not mysterious at all compared to what is coming. Then, when you take a look into the communications of Tommyinnit, Dream, Ponk, and Karl, you can hear that Tommyinnit talked about throwing the entire tournament, meaning that he was considering sabotaging his entire team. His motives are still unclear at this point. But, surprisingly, Tommyinnit's desire to fail the tournament is not the most mysterious thing that happened in this Minecraft championship. As the time comes closer for MCC 17 to start, we see that the former champion, Dream, was late to the event, as well as the full event of MCC was late. The entire event was a few minutes delayed for unknown reasons. Then Dream and Tommyinnit originally made a bet that if they win, Tommyinnit would donate 1,000 subs on Twitch to Dream. But later, it was settled that if they win, Dream will say whatever Tommyinnit tells him to, which could become very dangerous. As the games are beginning, Tommyinnit and his entire team start to make the moderators very, very mad. Then we finally come to the very first decision dome of the entire championship, where we see that most people want grid runners to come first, which is indeed quite strange, because when it was first introduced, every single player was very confused on what the heck to do in each challenge in grid runners. So why in the world would they want to take on the hardest one first? Overall, it was not grid runners that was picked first, but it was hole in the wall, which is also weird, because no one likes hole in the wall because of all the glitches that take place. So why in the world would they want these Minecraft games to come first in the championship? And then the weird, very, very weird placements start to come in. We see that one of the very best teams with Dream and Tommyinnit, Ponk, and Karl are at the very, very bottom of the leaderboards. But that's just the beginning of the very mysterious placements. Then we get into hole in the wall. Now this was a very interesting one. I made note of two major walls that killed half of the players in the lobby. 2 times. One singular wall killed half of the entire player base. For some context, usually on average, one wall maybe kills 4, maybe 5 players at a time. But this MCC was different. This time, it was a whole new hole in the wall. It was like they upped the difficulty on the walls of this MCC, because if you watched, you could definitely see that this was indeed a harder version of Hole in the Wall. And then, as usual, with Hole in the Wall comes the amazingly hilarious kill quips. I'll read a few. S Major's fans are screaming. Illumina thought that this was the dropper. Filza got yeeted by a moving wall. Antfrost. Interesting move there. Rent the dog had to bounce. But there are still better things to come in this MCC 17. When you looked closely at Tommyinnit's stream, you could see that at some points, if you look very closely, his camera was completely shut off. But that's not his only technical issue this MCC. Like the last MCC, MCC 16, his audio and visual were slightly off. So you could see him talk, but then 3 seconds later you would actually hear what he said. That problem was still here today in this MCC. And then we get into some more mysterious placements. Ranboo, who is still very, very new to MCC, was the best player going into the second game, which is weird, because I'm not trying to insult Ranboo, but there are so many talented Minecraft players in here, but overall Ranboo, who is new to MCC, reigns to be the best over all of the rest. Poetic. And then there are some smaller things to cover, like one of the best players, Dream, dying immediately in Sky Battle. Oh, and speaking of Sky Battle, Sky Battle, that was amazing. Sky Battle. Ranboo died immediately off spawn twice in a row, game after game, when trying to speed bridge across to the middle from his island, twice in a row. And the majority of Ranboo's team also died twice as well right off of the spawn. Then we also see Tommyinnit's major killing spree near the end of Sky Battle. But those are only small things compared to what is coming up. And then after Sky Battle, Ranboo's team went all the way from 1st overall to 8th overall. That was only from one single game. One singular game basically ruined their entire tournament. Also, it was said by Dream that he thinks that the first 3 games of the tournament do not matter in the long run at all. Hey, you're still here. Give me literally only 7 seconds to say something. I have made and am currently making much better content than the videos like these. The 2 videos on screen right now are some of my favorite videos that I have made. But what I am trying to say is that soon I will be making much better and more interesting content that will actually interest you. So please do subscribe and just stick with me for a little longer. Back to MCC, we see that H-Bomb, who has won multiple MCCs, and don't quote me on this, but I think he has the most MCC wins, he is in dead last during the middle of the Minecraft Championship, which is very mysterious, because he is known to be one of the greatest when it comes to the championships. Also, Tommyinnit whacked a fan named Tommyinnit, which I thought was quite ironic. Also, for this one particular Minecraft Championship, the scoreboard was very unpredictable, as I have been mentioning for the entire video. For example, what I am trying to say is that Ranboo's team was 1st in the first game, then last in the next game, and then back to 1st in the game after that. And it was a journey like that for every single team in the championship. Sometimes people that were in 1st overall were in last by the time the next game rolled around. You could especially see this with Dream's team. Then, to cover up some very, very small things, final small things, we see that wilbur soot dug through one of the to get to the other side walls. A lot of people seem to hate the rocket launcher map in to get to the other side. Dream does not like the concept of RNG, which is random number generator, in certain games, or in all games in general, which does make sense, because these championships are supposed to be based off of skill and not luck, and adding RNG to the game takes out the whole concept of skill. Because adding RNG, the worst player could be technically better than the best player if they get better RNG. That's just obviously luck, not skill. So his reasons to be mad are justified. Then, when it was nearing the end, where Tommyinnit and Grian both died in Sands of Time, possibly dooming their team for the time to come. Then, in the end, Grian's team went on to win the entire tournament. So those are the unsolved mysteries of MCC 17. Now that is all that I have to say. Stay awesome.